Oh, hi there. I wanted to make this video because sometimes a concept can sort of be, I don't know, something that is a thing, but you don't draw the dots together necessarily. And it may just take a snippet of new information or whatever to promote different thought. That's why some people are able to detect when somebody's lying based on subtleties in their facial movements, or they could talk for a while and they may say one or two things wrong, and some people may think they're lying or whatever. But anyway, I was just using that as an example. But anyway, before I start, um, I am in no way, no way defending Harvey Weinstein. He's put in a plea for not guilty. That's not true. He is guilty. However, um, there is something worth mentioning. Rose McGowan is leading the charge as far as she's leading the pack um, in demonizing Harvey Weinstein, and he deserves it. Um, what exactly has gone on, we can only speculate. But the thing is, I remember Rose McGowan in her earlier career. I think the first movie I ever saw with her in it was Jawbreaker. That's where stuff happens and it's whatever. If you want to watch the movie, go for it. It's not that good a movie, but anyway, uh, she was a very attractive woman when she was younger, and even today, don't like her haircut so much, but whatever. Anyway, I was listening to a song by Kid Rock called Bow to the Ba. No one my age has not heard that song, whether they like it or don't like it, and some people don't like it simply because they're not white. But anyway, one of the lyrics is, "The hooker is drinking up Hollywood." Now, it is like you can't ignore that aspect that there are women, beautiful women, who go into these social scenarios where they're surrounded by men who have a lot of money. And they may not directly get cash, but oh, they probably did. They would have the opportunity, go on expensive yachts, drink $1,000 bottle champagnes, this, that, and the other. And it's all fun and well, good and all that when the men they're going with are attractive. But if they're just taking, and it's basically just because they look good, then, you know, when an ugly ogre comes out of the woodwork like Harvey Weinstein, um, you know, um, sometimes that's just how it works in the system. Evidently, that's how it worked. I don't see how it could have gotten to that point, but that's what would happen. And as far as beautiful people go, you can't go on your looks and just keep taking and taking and taking. And I'm not accusing a Rose McGowan of doing this, but although it's probably what happened. Um, and then, things don't, they change. Uh, it's, it's just how things work, really, unfortunately. And it's important that, you're never too greedy. Daniel Craig in Layer Cake was all about have a plan, stick to it, and don't be too greedy. And that's most certainly it. I mean, because we live in an age where equality is supposed to reign, fair enough. Everyone's supposed to be treated as equals, even though that's the rhetoric. It's not really true. The white man's been put down quite a lot in so many aspects, and significant white men of power are not exactly what the male persona should be like. Of course, there'll be women who will contest that, but no, they don't get to decide. We can't have, you know, to put it lightly, long-haired, freaky people running around in positions of power. No, it's just not happening. I don't care if you don't like it. Um, so what I was getting at about that is there are men who could be put in situations like that, and they should be cognizant of that fact before they enter that world because there are many bitter old crows for women who want to see the sands of time switch over and everything that was wrong with society that happened to them be reversed because somehow they blame the new generation. That doesn't make any damn sense to me, but some people are like that. I mean, hindsight is 2020, but sometimes people have 2020 and they still feel as though they have the right to pick on people who don't know no better. And that's not cool in my book. And that's why Harvey Weinstein, no way am I defending him. But I am saying that Rose McGowan probably got a few skeletons in her closet herself. But today's society doesn't want to focus on what the woman has done wrong. And from what I remember of her early career, she looked as though, yeah, she was the tease, the bad girl, and she'd gladly take your money and run off. And that's called being a bitch. It really is. I wouldn't want to associate with anybody like that. I'm just being, perfectly honest here. It gets irritating after a while. Um, so yeah, you don't want to reach the pinnacle of whatever field you're going in based solely on your looks, and you figure you can go around and do whatever you want. And they should be just lucky that you're there because you're beautiful. Well, no, you gotta use your brains a little bit and go, you know what? I don't really feel like drinking your $1,000 bottle of champagne. I've got a Mickey of Weisers in my coat pocket, and I would rather drink that. I don't have to drink your champagne. Don't have to go on your yacht. I'm doing fine right over here. Because some people look at it as a well, we're all hanging out, we're having fun. But really, they're like in Rose McGowan's case, that would have been guys paying her, if not directly, indirectly for sexual things. That's just the way it was. That's not how the media pitches it because there's a simplistic narrative. They don't want people having, opinions about things. They'd rather tell people what to think. And I'm not all for that. And, as I said, of course, there are people who are worse than Harvey Weinstein. And I said before, he's the hideous ogre poster boy for this problem. The real, monsters are hidden in the shadows and we don't see them. And, it probably did put Rose McGowan in, a whole bunch of horrible situations she didn't deserve. Um, however, this is a lot more complicated a problem than that. Um, because society should not operate like a pendulum. I believe in karma. I believe in justice and everything like that. But I don't think that because one set of people, whatever background they are, were treated badly by other people, that when the new generation of people comes around, people feel as though, well, we'll just make the pendulum go the other way, and therefore everything's all right. No, you just shafted a bunch of people. And that is what today's society is about. And I'm not saying that's what Rose McGowan's bag's about, but we really don't know. Anything to do with that woman on the internet today is all about her lawsuit or whatever against Harvey Weinstein. And I have not looked into it very extensively. Um, yeah, as I said, there are two sides to every story, and you know that doesn't mean the other story is a good one. It most certainly doesn't. And with Harvey Weinstein, I'm sure it's not. 100% sure it's not. Um, and Rose McGowan is definitely right. But I am saying that she put herself at risk for this sort of problem because she was probably young and ill-informed and ran around like a silly bitch. I know that's, not going to get a lot of likes on this video, but like be a critical thinker. Go, hey, wait a second. How can I learn from somebody else's negative experience? And this is coming from a male who has seen what has happened to a woman of a generation from before, and, supposing the tables are turned and, society has a different look, and all of a sudden it's the young males in a situation like that that is like not good. I'd rather avoid that if you understand what I'm saying. Um, so the problem with being young is you're energetic, you're off the walls, you're bouncing around. Every young person's like that, and the problem is you don't know nothing. And I think it's important that people understand as young people that they don't know anything and that they're interested to learn, and they try to have a bit more of a relaxed approach towards things and not just be adrenaline junkies or whatever, because that'll just get you in trouble. You don't want that. So, um, because when you're a young person, you don't know everything. And then there are people who are in their early 30s, like myself. I don't know everything. And some of the people I talk to, a lot of people I talk to, everyone I talk to who's around about my age or into their 40s or 50s or whatever, they don't know everything either. And it is a very, very moronic thing to walk around thinking you know everything because you don't. And the kind of people who act like they know everything, they simply just get mad when you ask them about something that they don't know because they don't want to admit they don't know about it. Like there are plenty of, computer engineers who don't know how to change a tire. Okay? Changing a tire is not difficult, it's just not in their skill set. Or it could be, the other way around. And rather than explain, like, look, I don't know everything, they just get mad. So you go, well, he might know, but he doesn't want to waste his time because he figures I should solve it myself. But in reality, it's because he's a dumb fuck or she's a dumb fuck or whatever, and they don't know because, both sexes are guilty of that. And I've already said it, 3, 4 times in this video, but I am not defending Harvey Weinstein. He's guilty, and everything he gets, he deserves. And in society, we should try to strive to have people not end up in situations like this. But that kind of stuff, it just happens. And unfortunately, there's not really a lot people can do about it. Hopefully, we live in a world one day where it doesn't happen. But, um, you know, it's actually a sick, twisted world we live in. So, you know, I'm just, talking about maybe an alternate version of things. And when I say alternate version of things, that's not excusing Harvey Weinstein. That's just sidetracking from what the mainstream narrative is. That's not me saying Rose McGowan is wrong. That's not me saying anything of the sort. That's just saying maybe there's a little bit more to the story than we're being told. And, there are a lot of people who aren't interested in this sort of stuff, and that's cool. That's their thing. And, stories like this take years and years and years to build up, and then all of a sudden it becomes mainstream news that this is what's happening, and they don't have any historical context in their own memory of that particular individual, so they don't know exactly what's been going on. And it's very easy to, dismiss and go, well, I'm not interested in what goes on in Hollywood. I'm not interested in what goes in United States politics. I'm not interested in what goes on in sports and things like that. And it's because we get the garbage version of events on every story. Nobody wants to tell anybody about anything. Um, because all the upper echelon of society wants to do is dumb down the populace rather than actually make themselves more intelligent. So, kind of ass backwards, if you know what I mean. They're like a brick wall, not very helpful. I think I might have made that, comparison before. Um, so anyway, gonna finish up this video. Hope everything goes well for Rose McGowan. However, she was probably a slut, which is, like not a good thing. So, but that doesn't mean she's wrong. It just means that there were other things going on and she wasn't always right. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Have a good one.